What's going on, Colts Nation? Appreciate you joining me for another video where I know I'm a little late with the initial news. Everybody already knows what we're talking about here, which is the Anthony Richardson injury, but there is some more news. I don't know what everybody's heard, but there is something that I saw on Twitter that I thought a lot of people would want to know. There's a lot of speculation about what's happening, and I actually listened to Shane Steichen, and it didn't sound urgent. He's I feel like clearly annoyed with the situation. To be completely honest with you, disappointed, I think, is something that he's probably feeling with Anthony getting the aggravation, but it's really, and what we're talking about here, again, is a tweet that I saw from a guy named Jonathan Jones. I've seen stuff, information from him in the past on Twitter. So when I saw this, made sure, same guy and whatnot, same account. So I don't know how he knows this information. I don't know, all the full details about Jonathan Jones. And he's actually a lead NFL insider for NFL on CBS. So he has, probably some inside information somewhere and able to get some information. He said, my understanding of Colts quarterback Anthony Richardson's injury is that he's dealing with inflammation in the surgically repaired AC joint, and the recommendation is rest. The belief is this will not impact his availability for the start of training camp. And of course, there's concern. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm not concerned about the surgically repaired shoulder, right? There was like damage previously in that shoulder, and then like when he got the surgery, like they supposedly cleaned everything up. So having inflammation is no surprise. Like people that have surgery get inflammation in the places they have surgery. Like it's just what happens, right? Like I've never had surgery, but I've known plenty of people who have had different surgeries. You think about all the different players and all the different sports that have had surgeries. Like it's a thing that happens. It's not something that's new. So I don't want to sit here and trip out, but of course, you hope this kind of thing doesn't happen during the season, right? You can't have a guy that you're going to need to rest, 4, 6, 8 weeks due to inflammation in his AC joint. But here's where I stand on this, okay? Everybody talking about, oh, he's done. And I mean, listen, if this is going to be a regular thing, then he might be, man. But I think this is a normal thing, and with as much as he's thrown throughout this offseason, right, we've talked about the work that Anthony puts in. Everybody talks about the work that he's put in throughout this offseason, and it's almost predictable that he was going to get shoulder soreness, right? Because like he didn't. There wasn't a large time in this offseason at all where he stopped working. Compared when you look at the reports of what he's done and the work that he's put in throughout the offseason, from end of season to offseason, there wasn't a whole lot of time of, hey, I'm just going to chill. Like he started putting in work pretty quickly. So again, almost not surprising, and really almost the best thing for him is gonna be for him to just chill out, get some rest, right? Training camp is a few weeks away, right? We're about a month and a half away from training camp. The actual start date for that, Shane Steichen did say, is July 22nd. That is a start date for training camp. So at some point when the Packers are in town, hoping to be able to get to some training camp practices. Going to be in Indy during that time. Hopefully we'll see some people at the training camp practices. But again, as we sit here and talk about this Richardson situation, people, I already know everything that's going to be said in the comments. I know how people are reacting on Twitter. I know how people are going to react in the comments, and there are a lot of us that are AR defenders, all kind of on the same page here. Like, come on, man. We're doing the best we can to support him, because I do want him. Like, he's such a freak. if he could just, if he can stay on the field, if he can figure out how just to settle down in the pocket, right, do all the things right to be a great quarterback, the potential's there, and he's so young, and I want it to work out so bad, but it's just increasingly harder to continue to defend him. So there's really not a whole lot like that I can say now that I haven't said in the past, right? But going forward, obviously Daniel Jones is going to be taking the rest of the reps at minicamp with the first team. Riley Leonard going to get a bump up. And obviously Jason Bean is still around. So, from that aspect, the other quarterbacks getting time. But now Anthony Richardson, coming into training camp, going to be a lot to watch because our first training camp joint practices will be against the Ravens. Ones against ones in practice. So it's going to be pretty easy to see, I feel like, early on, like which quarterback is going to be able to stand out a little bit, right? Because obviously the Ravens are very good. So training camp going to be interesting. Then we have joint practice against the Packers and Indy, and then no joint practice for Cincinnati. There was speculation that I'd seen that we are going to do joint practice for all of them. The joint practice against Cincy not going to be a real thing, so only 2 weeks of joint practice, but nonetheless the ones will get a lot of work against ones in practice, and again hope to be able to get to Indy to see that. And again, Anthony Richardson, from this report by Jonathan Jones, should be ready for the start of training camp. It's just inflammation in a surgically repaired joint. Now I do think it's cool to have a quarterback that's jacked, right? Anthony's jacked, and that's great. But also, honestly, working out, lifting heavy weights, inherently going to make your joints hurt. It's just right? You're going to get sorted. So I think somebody needs to lighten his training program. In my opinion, he throws the ball hard enough. Why do we need him to? I feel like he's getting more jacked, which again, great, but we need to take care of his joints, obviously. So I think there needs to be a training program that's a little lighter, right? Not in his lower body. He can still pump out his lower body, but he needs to be at a maintenance point with his upper body so that we don't have to worry about the shoulder. That's just what I think. Be easy on the joints for a guy that obviously has had some injuries. Just a thought. Just a thought. These guys are NFL trainers and NFL strength coaches and whatnot. So I'm sure they have some sort of plan, but I feel like there probably needs to be a plan if there's not. And hopefully Anthony can stay healthy. Yeah, hopefully he can stay healthy. There's another quarterback conversation to be had, and we'll drop that video tomorrow. And then Sunday, going to try to go live. Last couple Sundays, there was Pacers and Racers one Sunday, and then this past weekend, just incredibly busy, and just wasn't able to get live at all. But I do want to go live this upcoming Sunday, and let's see. I guess we'll do that in the afternoon. I do work my day job in the morning on Sunday, which is not typical. But I do work my day job on Sunday, and then we'll do it sometime in the afternoon. So it'll probably be somewhere around 4, 5 o'clock, something like that on Sunday. We want to go live, just touch base with you guys. And again, we're going to have another quarterback conversation that needs to be had tomorrow. So if you enjoy the content, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed with notifications on so you continue to get notified anytime we drop any content on this channel. Of course, appreciate you stopping by for another video. And as always, take care of yourself, take care of each other, and go Colts.